right, so tell us your full name.
Oh, my full name is Lawrence Charles Dennis Rose Lewis. But my grandmother, she raised me in Pasquistan, Mississippi. That's where I grew up. And she changed my name to Dennis Lewis. D.R. Lewis. She put the Rose in the middle. So she knew who my father was. She knew who my mother was dealing with. So as a kid, I grew up in Mississippi, trying to be a musician at a young age, beating on drums and stuff. But my grandmother didn't want me walking down the tracks, 5 miles down the tracks, late at night. So she took me out the band, and I always wanted to play the drums. So I just started beating on cans. Then one day I decided to go to the store and I bought Fingertips by Stevie Wonder.
That was your first album?
That was my first album.
Wow.
Yeah. And listen to that every day. I think he was 11 years old, something like that.
How old were you at the time?
I was probably about 7, 8, 6. He can't be no more than a couple of years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was Pasquistan, Mississippi.
Wow.
It was destroyed by Katrina, so. But I grew up in Evanston, Illinois now. That's where I'm from. That's where my studio's at, Lewis Studio, you know.
Okay. And why didn't your grandmother want you to play drums?
Back then it was like, if you're a black kid in Mississippi, walking 5 miles down the tracks, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, coming from band practice, that's not good. You might end up getting lynched, tied to the tracks or something like that. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
And those were the 50s?
Yeah, in the 50s.
In the 50s, yeah.
Early 60s. Yeah.
So is that why your family moved more up north to just get away from the racism and the violence?
Actually, my grandmother was raising me, and I was bussing tables in a restaurant in the 60s, and blacks wasn't allowed in the restaurants, but I busted tables, and this black guy came in the restaurant. He was a millionaire, and they kept telling the owner, don't let him in no more. She said, well, he's a nice person. So one night after we closed, Ku Klux Klan burnt the restaurant down. My mother heard about it. She came down there, snatched me up, brought me to Evanston. And that was the last. I didn't go back to Mississippi for a long time.
Wow.
After that. So I joined, getting out of, going to school here, going from a small school with 200-some people to a bigger school with 7,000 people.
Wow, yeah.
Was a big difference, Changed my whole style. Wow. Then that's when I started collecting albums, when I started going to high school. Started collecting a lot of albums.
You have a massive collection. So what is the range of your collection of albums? From starting the first one with Stevie Wonder, do you still have that?
Yes. Stevie Wonder. I loved everybody. Beatles, Rolling Stones. I was diverse in all the music, Madonna, everybody. I wasn't just R&B,
Did you like Latin music?
Latin
music?
Yes. Yeah. Every you probably found a little everybody here.
Yeah.
So I'm like, then after got drafted in the service, went into the Marine Corps.
At what age?
I was 18. Right. Vietnam veteran.
So you had no choice you had to go.
You had to go, right. 69, 70, you had to go. It was a draft,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I put all my stuff away. My sister collected everything, and I kept buying albums while I was in the service. When I toured other countries, I bought albums, and saved them, shipped them back, and next thing you know, I didn't know how many albums I had. Then I don't know. I probably got anywhere between 10,000, 12,000.
Wow.
Yeah, but I don't know.
So when you started collecting albums when you was in the military.
Right.
So that was pretty much the start of it. Now, would you think that because of the military that helped you with your collection that you have today?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Because
Some albums you couldn't buy them in the States. Like, some albums wasn't allowed in the States.
Like what?
Like Jimi Hendrix albums. A lot of them they sold overseas, Germany, places I was at. They didn't allow those albums to be played here, sold here.
Mm-hmm. Well, Europe has always been more advanced.
It was since some of them had the sensitivity on the lyrics,
And they don't want you to hear that.
Right.
They want you to feel that.
Yeah, now it's like all out.
Wow.
Now.
So basically, Jimi Hendrix was banned.
He was banned.
Explicit lyrics. Yeah.
They didn't play that.
So as a collector, we know you have collected multiple amount of things, from albums to baseball cards, basketball cards, rookie cards.
Oh, yes.
So as far as being a collector, do you have a specific favorite collection?
Probably football cards.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is it about football cards that separates football cards from
And basketball cards.
the other collections that you have?
It was like, I don't know. At that time, I didn't know if cards was going to be worth any money, But I was collecting cards when I was a kid. But Sandy Koufax, all them people, I got, growing up in Mississippi, the cards was in a little pack with bubble gum and stuff. That was.
So you get to chew gum, enjoy yourself, and
Right.
find a card you like.
Right.
So you built this studio. So you have you're in the studio now. So this is we're in your home, in your studio. Right. So you started producing music once you were, still collecting, and then so you went into music?
Well, I was DJing at vinyl. I was DJing vinyls, like every night when I get off work.
So you were on the ones and twos, old school.
Yeah, like I'll bring out all the 80s, all the 90s vinyl. It's hard carrying vinyl around, lugging stuff around. So you only get to play a few albums, if you're playing for 2 hours. So I got to do that, but it was like working for the gas company and then trying to do music too. Sometimes it didn't work out because you had to stay late at night working for the gas company, and people wanted you to DJ for them late at night.
Right.
So that got kind of tiresome. So I just started listening to my own music and started building a studio. I didn't call it a studio at first. I just called it my my cave. Your
man cave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was happy about that, but then things start building up, and people start coming by, and they say, "You got a real studio here." Yeah, I ain't never been in no recording studio. So I decided I'm gonna go take a class or learn how to build a studio. And then they told me you got to have 3 walls, man, for everything to be soundproof. And I said, man. So I tore everything down and started all over, and built 3 walls. And it got smaller. My place got smaller.
Right.
So, and then putting all the albums around, took the sound, helped out.
Do you play all these instruments? There's drums, there's bongos, there's a guitar.
I'm not a musician. My grandmother made sure that.
That's right.
I'm just a collector, an owner of a studio, and I'm hoping that one day I'll get a hit out of here.
I know, that's right.
Yeah.
Now, have you worked with anybody, in the industry? Anybody famous?
Yeah. My friend, I don't know where he's at, Lee England Jr.
Okay.
I work with him. He's working with Quincy Jones, I think. And I think
That's
Michael
big.
Jordan signed him.
Okay.
Lee England Jr. He was in my studio with the violin.
Right.
Yeah. So and then Tookie Man. Got Tookie Man coming. He's one of my famous engineers and producer, singer.
Okay.
So it's rolling right along. You know, I
Yeah.
never thought I'd get like this. You know, who ever thought of that? You know, I don't know.
You're the man. You know, you're the man.
I didn't.
Big facts.
But you're so humble and quiet about it that's
I
what
didn't-
makes it special. Cause like you would like you don't I know you don't brag about it like you know but then when I came into your home, I had no idea that this would be in your basement, and to see this and it's just a special collection. I just pulled out one album just to see
Oh,
who would it be, and it's just it's so random and so
I love people coming.
collected,
Yeah,
but it makes sense.
I love people coming here, listening to the music. You know, shoot.
Who are some of your favorite artists?
Favorite?
Past, present, and
Beyonce, Jay-Z.
you're part of the
Oh.
Beehive?
Oh yeah, I love all that. Beyonce. Yeah, man, you find a lot of Michael Jackson. I was all on his albums. You probably find all his albums here.
Mhm.
Shoot,
Who else?
War.
Okay.
Earth, Wind and Fire. Shoot, Stylistics.
You taking it way back.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good music though back then. Like really,
Right.
that was some of the best music. Like our parents, that's what we were raised on, and our parents, and so like all of us that are into music now, we have to remember music from the '60s and the '50s and the '40s and those that paved the way for us to be where we are now in
Right.
music. You know.
I think music. I'm not a doctor, but my initials are DR. You know, I think music helps you remember things. You know, because you I don't know, but it could help people who has Alzheimer's. You know,
Yeah. Remember,
I don't know.
yeah.
because sometimes I forget things and then I start playing music. I start to remember stuff. Man, I remember this album. You know,
That makes sense.
takes you back.
And music is healing as well. It can,
Right.
help you get through things, and you hear somebody else's pain and they put it to, lyrics, and then you can relate to that,
Right.
and they help you get through whatever you're going through in that moment. Music is a big part of everybody's life.
Right. Since coming out of service, I was a Marine, Vietnam. That helps out, helps out, your day, doing things around here, keeps you busy,
Yeah.
And then I enjoy everybody coming by. Shoot. I got another friend, his name Dre Day. He won a Grammy. I was like, wow, I had a Grammy winner at my house, man.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa.
that's big.
He's Sean Paul's engineer.
Sean Paul's engineer. Okay, yeah.
Dre Day.
Dre Day.
Yeah. So, man.
So that is, do you still keep up to date collecting vinyls?
Vinyls are more expensive than CDs now. I think a pressed vinyl now costs about some $60, $70, $80. If you have that CD that you want, put it on vinyl, they're gonna charge you about $80.
Wow.
After you have it shipped and everything, have it pressed. But you can have it pressed.
So
But
what?
I think the only place really is overseas somewhere where they're pressing them now.
So what was the last vinyl you have collected, if you remember?
The last one, that's I got so many I can't remember, man.
Yeah. So you got 12,
Do you have-
10,000.
Do you have a favorite vinyl?
If I had to choose one album, it'll be the Beatles. Hey Jude, the
That's a
lyrics.
classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I pulled out an vinyl from just random, would you be able to tell me where it was from, and do you remember like each album and where you got it?
I used to like reading the lyrics on it, but now they don't put the lyrics in the vinyls. They used to put the lyrics in it.
They got lazy.
Yeah, Luther Vandross and all them. They used to put all their lyrics in it. Now you just get the song title and that's it. get all that history behind that song.
Yeah.
So it made it kind of hard for people to remember this album. But vinyl had all of the lyrics.
So if I went to your shelf and pulled out a vinyl album and handed it to you, would you remember where you got it?
Is it a possibility?
I think I'll remember. They stopped selling vinyls in 1988. I know that. 89.
Really?
Yeah, 89.
All right. Tell us about this one.
Okay.
What is that one?
Eagles' greatest hits.
Eagles' greatest hits?
Yeah.
Wow. That's dope.
Like I said, most of these vinyls I got, they everybody's. They're not just one person or one R&B. I got Rolling Stones, rock, jazz, shoot.
Latin pop.
Right.
Yeah. Hector Lavoe.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you came out of the service, you started working in the city of Chicago?
Yeah, DJing in Chicago and having some clubs, and they used to have house parties, a lot of house parties. Wasn't no shooting, nothing like that, but a lot of house parties.
How much has Chicago changed from back then to now?
Oh man, it changed a lot.
And you think the music has a lot of influence in that?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
And what do you think artists could do, or producers or engineers could do to change the frequency music is in at the moment?
Probably put a message in the music, If you put a message in the music, that here to stay around for a long time, man. But now, there's no messages in the music, and I can't see having like twerk, something like that. That's a message,
It's not a message. It's just music. Yeah.
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 It's not.
Because they don't even make love songs like they used to.
Right.
Yeah. Like our parents back in the
But
day, love songs were everything.
All they want to do is try to make the album sell now, and it's the promotion thing, So it's kind of bad, I think. If I was.
So if somebody wanted to come down here and make, twerk music, drill music, like where you open to that?
Like I say, I'm open to everything.
Make a hit.
Yeah.
So
I'm not American Idol or nothing, shoot,
Yeah.
But I would try to, if somebody want to come by and make a hit, fine with me.
There you go.
Some people I don't even charge coming here. I haven't made a profit off of my studio. I don't,
You're just enjoying it.
Yeah.
That's what it's for.
Right.
That's why I think everybody that comes here enjoys it so much, because you are enjoying it. This is something you shared, and it's a lifelong collection that you've been a part of. This is part of your life. Yeah.
Right.
So if you love the music and, the atmosphere, people that are going to come here are going to feel the same way. They're going to feel that from you, that energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's next for you? Because I know you want a hit coming out of the studio. So that's what you're working on?
Sweetie?
Yeah, what's next? What are you working on?
I'm working with Tuki Man, so we'll see what happens with that.
Okay.
He's from Senegal, so we'll see. Turn his stuff around. I haven't.
And Tuki Man's been coming here for a while.
Last 5-6 years.
Explain to people who Tuki Man is that don't know.
Tuki Man he's traveled, he traveled the world, so he's mostly famous in his country than here, so people haven't heard of his style of music. It's all in one, really. Everything, and I think he got some good messages in his music, because he stay here writing and recording. He got some stuff that haven't been put out, and I heard it myself, so I know it's good. He got a good head. So me and him teamed up. I met him at a studio downtown in Chicago. You know, and most people, you know, they see a black guy at a studio, they don't. And me and him was the only two black people in the studio, so he came over there, talked to me, and that's how I met him.
There you go.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
If I have one question, if there's a message for you to leave to the world, what would it be?
Listen to your parents, and be humble, more courteous, and just be nice. You know, don't be violent and everything. You know.
Listen to some more music.
And listen to more music.
There you go. Spread
You
the
know?
love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Thank you so much
Oh, you're
for
welcome.
sharing your home with us and sharing your music and sharing your collection. It's amazing.
and I want y'all to come back and
Oh, we're coming
come
back.
back.
We'll be
Oh, yeah.
back for sure, and then you can come and get involved in what we're working on as well.
Okay.
But thank you for
Thank
sitting
you.
down with us and opening your home and your studio and letting us be a part of what you do here.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been fun.
You're
Right.
amazing. You're amazing. You're an amazing individual, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Really appreciate you.
And thank you for your services in
Oh,
the military.
you're welcome.
We appreciate you. Your
Yeah.
bravery.
Yeah.
Because back then you didn't have a choice.
No.
Yeah. So you had to go.
I had to.
So we appreciate you.
Yeah.